Analysts estimate a $18 increase in the price of XRP during digital trials in Europe. This headline from Tradable is doing the rounds, and you can guess who they're referring to. In fact, I've already highlighted this person on my channel. Oliver Michiel is his name, though I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce his last name. Additionally, he is the CEO of Tokentas, a German business. They are essentially an investment firm that invests in blockchain-related stocks, in addition to directly investing in cryptocurrencies like XRP. Here's what makes this man so intriguing. For some time now, he has been extremely bullish about XRP. In fact, long before it began to rise, he was predicting that XRP would completely dominate the competition in 2024. He noticed something that many other experts failed to notice. Now, all of the analysts I personally follow saw this coming as well, but that's because I'm quite selective about who I follow. The CEO of this investing firm was seeing exactly what appeared in the technical charts, and it really got my attention. The trends these analysts were observing aligned exactly with his predictions, even if you go back to last summer. Thus, the same analyst is now predicting that XRP will reach $18. We will need to wait and see if that comes to pass. I've been putting off talking about something else though, mostly because we haven't seen the truly crazy aspect of this rally yet, but it's important to bring it up now. Here's what you need to keep in mind. XRP won't continue to rise indefinitely. It will eventually enter a bear market after reaching amazing heights. And if historical trends continue, as they typically do, XRP will experience a sharp decline. By the way, this well-known chart expert is really optimistic about XRP. Even he believes that XRP may return to between 80 cents and $1.30. I would like to present some historical data regarding the behavior of XRP following its peak and the characteristics of bear market declines. It ought to provide you with a realistic view of what could occur. Allow me to tell you the truth. The price of XRP will undoubtedly plummet after reaching some absurdly high level. We enter bubble mode when the market overheats, and those bubbles always pop. But what do you know? I'm here just for the bubble phase. I literally incorporate it into my investment strategy. I'll be buying up a ton of XRP at deep discounts when we finally hit that bear market. But wait, before we go any farther, I must make something very clear. I have absolutely no experience in finance. You shouldn't base any decisions you make about buying or selling on anything I say, because I'm not offering financial advice here. Take a look at this headline from July 29th, 2024, which was published precisely 1 year ago today. The timing is quite crazy. 5 reasons XRP is poised for a disproportionate price surge, the headline says. Additionally, the CEO of the token toss at the Germany Stock Exchange is featured. In fact, he made an appearance on German national television at the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, where he said some quite intriguing things. He was discussing the wedge pattern of XRP, which I had been highlighting for the entire previous year. I repeated myself over and over again. At that time, XRP was approaching the apex of a nearly 7-year symmetrical triangle, but I had no idea what day, week, or month it would take off. There was going to be something. Whether it would break upward or downward was the key question. In my opinion, since we were right in the middle of a bull market, that thing was going to blow up. And guess what? That's exactly what took place. Every analyst I follow was observing the same trends and essentially stating the same thing. It was amusing because I would occasionally see analysts on my feed, possibly individuals who weren't often aware of XRP, and when they did, they all reacted in the same way. I keep seeing analysts who would ordinarily overlook XRP suddenly take note of it and exclaim, "Holy crap, this is the most crazy consolidation pattern I've ever seen in cryptocurrency." Analyst after analyst had that same epiphany, and it kept happening. And the person talking about all of this on German TV at the Frankfurt Stock Exchange was Oliver from that investment firm. Well, people, there you have it. He is currently calling $18 XRP. This time we will see how accurate he is. What the article says is as follows. XRP is once again in the news as a well-known Frankfurt financial analyst. With his audacious predictions and encouraging advancements in European digital finance, Oliver foresees a notable price spike. XRP seems poised for a significant breakthrough. This well-known financial expert believes that XRP could reach $18 in the days or weeks ahead. The analyst's prior spot on prognosis during XRP's earlier surge has drawn attention to this prediction. The likelihood of quick price movement is supported by the state of the market and rising mood. Oh, and here are a few of his quotations. These come from another piece that was published on September 23rd of last year. Yes, have a look at this. This is an exact quotation from Oliver. We are currently at the tip of a wedge that is rarely this huge. That brings back so many memories, man. This is exactly what I was saying throughout 2024. The pinnacle is about to explode, and we are getting close to it. And there he was, stating the same thing on television. Here is another quotation from September of last year that he said, "This is a huge movement, not just a little one. Additionally, a disproportionate amount of the pressure that has been building up over the years could be released. If that didn't work out precisely as planned, well damn." Out of the top 100 coins by market capitalization, XRP has been the most successful coin in the whole cryptocurrency sector, and it has remained at the top ever since the election. Thus, he was spot on when he discussed disproportionately. The problem is that despite being at the top of the list at the moment, nobody, not even close friends, thinks it's finished. That's what's so bizarre about this whole thing. Look, I'm not crazy, but I also don't know if XRP will truly reach $18. Indeed, there will be a significant drop once it peaks. I don't mean to sound depressing, but you must accept this fact. It will seem as though XRP will continue to rise indefinitely once it enters that face-melting zone. Although many people will experience that emotion, it won't last forever. Eventually, it will fall like a rock. My objective is to exit my XRP position prior to that drop. In any case, that's the plan. When it crashes, I'm going to purchase a ton of XRP again, as much as I can afford with my newfound income. Of course, I intend to rerun the entire playbook. In the same manner as I did from 2017 to 2020, I will invest years in increasing my XRP holdings by averaging dollar costs. The same tactic will be used again and again, and when contrasted to those crash prices, it will someday be worth a fortune. However, we must first endure that unavoidable descent. The following is what chart analyst E-Grade Crypto considers all of this. Before I provide my own opinions, I will show you his analysis. This is how he deconstructs it. He explains that he looks at two distinct cycles for cycle 1 back in the 2017 timeframe, in order to witness a recurrence of the 2017 last leg, but the next bear market price targets 80 cents to $30, must make their way through the bear market of 2017. This simulation is predicated on two important elements: simulating XRP's final leg in 2017 and taking the same decline into account. This next move is based on the yellow symmetrical triangle measured move. If a $27 cycle is predicted and a comparable 97% decline occurs, XRP's next bear market goal might be at 80 cents. Are you able to manage that? The measured move for cycle 2, which is based on the symmetrical triangle's midpoint, puts us in a position of about $9. You can consider buying back XRP at about $1.30. If we witness a bear market collapse of 85%, he came to the conclusion that everything that rises must eventually fall, but how far? Buying for less than 30 cents is still advantageous for OGs. The bear market will quickly follow the final leg, which is approaching very soon. I know some OGs and XRP hardcore lovers might argue that we're heading up and will avoid a bear market due to many reasons. He continues thoughtfully. I'm not playing this game to ignore cycles. That's all I have to say. The universe itself is cyclical, as is everything else. Look, he's completely correct about the idea that a bear market is occurring. Naturally, there will ultimately be a bear market for XRP, but some people have absurd beliefs. They think that XRP will continue to rise indefinitely, for reasons ABC, or for reasons 1, 2, 3, or any other rationale. They tell of a fantastic moment where they turn a switch. It's really ridiculous. I couldn't be more opposed to folks who engage in such debates. For nearly 8 years now, I've